My name is Chris Carrino. I'm currently a longtime radio play-by-play voice of the Brooklyn Nets. And when I was in my early 20s, I was diagnosed with FSHD. It's made fulfilling my dreams difficult, but I wasn't going to let it stop me from doing that. And then when my goal was to always get to a point where I'd made a name for myself in my career, and then see where I can get involved in trying helping others with FSHD. And my foundation is in its early stages, but everything we do is to try and find a treatment and a cure. It's all volunteers. There's no overhead. When Pete from St. Louis University reached out to me and told me the story of the scientist working in his lab, and the personal story of Fran and his daughter, and we were sort of kindred spirits, and it made working together seem like the natural thing to do. And I hope that we have a fruitful partnership in this, and I'm really confident in these guys that they are on the right track, and we'll find something. Living with something like FSHD, I think it teaches you a lot of things. For one, you don't take for granted the simple things in life. The simple things tend to be the hardest things to accomplish. I mean, little things like getting up out of a chair, smiling to greet someone, walking, just stepping onto a curb. Getting dressed can take you longer than the average person. So all these little things, life is difficult enough without throwing all these things into the equation. And when you're trying to accomplish things that are meaningful in life, when you're competing with other people to try and accomplish your dreams, it makes it all that much more difficult to do. But whereas you learn to appreciate the simple things, I think you also learn to take nothing for granted. You get to know what it's like to be helped and to have people want to help you. One of the great things about going through something like this, and what I try and tell younger people dealing with this, is that your accomplishments are going to be made so much sweeter because you know what you've had to overcome to get there. I'm so fortunate to be able to be in a position where I've met so many people now who are, for once, they're struggling with this, but also all these people that want to help. And it gives me so much hope to come here to St. Louis University and see the team that's behind trying to solve this puzzle of FSHD. One thing I've really been convinced of over the last few years is that we are very close to making a therapy, a treatment for FSHD a reality. And a lot of people look at charities and research with some skepticism. But this is a situation where you can help change people's lives because the money you give is going to meaningful research. And we are very close to finding something, to finding a therapy, to finding a cure. But it needs to be accelerated, and it needs the money, it needs the fuel to power this engine. And it's right there. We're told when we're young in this country that we can make a difference and help change people's lives. This is not some abstract dream. This is something that's very close to being a reality. And with your help, it can be done. I mean, I am convinced of it by a lot of smart people. I've been told by the folks here at St. Louis University how FSHD is a very druggable disease, meaning they can find a therapy, it will be cured. A lot of the scientists, they're like great chess players. They see the board, they see their opponent's first move, and they know exactly how they're going to win the game in the end. but they need the money to move the chess pieces around, and that's what we're trying to do. I think it's important to stress the urgency of where we're at. Yes, it has been a long process. It took 100 years to figure out the gene that causes this. But now we're there, and your money is going to be well spent here. You know, a few years ago, I came to that point in my life where I was ready to be open about what I was going through and try to put my name on something that could draw attention to it, to be a voice for people with FSHD that don't have a loud voice in the community right now. And when I started the Chris Carrino Foundation for FSHD, it was really the most selfish thing I'd ever done, because I was trying to find a treatment and a cure for me. And in doing that, I've now been connected with so many people throughout not just this country, but the world, that need your help and need the help of generous people and people that are looking to make a difference in people's lives. And I just want to be a voice for those people. And I think that we're at a point where the science has progressed to where we're close, and the money spent on FSHD research is money very well spent. And we're really at a critical juncture where your donations mean so much to so many people. And at the same time, I think it's important for me and others to be an example while the scientists do their job to show young people being diagnosed today that FSHD is something that they're dealing with, but it doesn't define them, and they can still accomplish their dreams. And that's the hope, to raise awareness, to raise the much needed money, and to finally have something that people with FSHD can have hope for and have help with and have a cure.